if you can you send us the census for the Bayview, which is the isolation facility? There's probably like half a person in there.
He would send it to you if he was your friend.
He would, you're right. Why don't you ask him?
Oh, no, Jenna was saying that they had redone the numbers in terms of how much they're charging for the unoccupied rooms.
Right.
That's Jenna Gamindi over at Civil Defense.
That's
Jenna
right,
Gamindi
yeah.
Bloss.
The Bloss, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, were you referencing this? Okay, Mayor Jesse Alig
Yes, he is.
here, the president of the Mayor's Council.
He sure is.
Mayor, you missed it, but Chris was saying earlier before, now that they're removing the tire reef from down in Molesso, Chris was asking, what about the Bolati?
Nobody
Can
asked
someone
that.
please speak for the
Yeah.
Bolati? So
no
Chris,
one asked that. How do the Bellotti feel about it?
So C. Ray Cruz in Facebook says, guys, there are also real people in real life with real needs that we can advocate for with a heart emoji. Very, very good point, and that's what the show's all about. We're here to help.
But we also stick up for the little guys, and that includes the Bellotti.
And the little Bolati.
Yep.
Even if you step on it and it...
That's the
goes
first
all-
time I shaved my head, guys. I was 11 years old, and me and my cousins were playing down at the Molesso Pier. We used to always do WWF, and they headlocked me, and they squeezed out the Bellotti as all that white gummy stuff inside.
Basically, it's innards.
Squeezed it out into my hair.
Oh.
Yep, my grandma was because that was my grandma's favorite. She was so pissed off. They got it so good. Yep.
Don't squeeze the Bellotti.
Don't squeeze a Bellotti unless you're ready for what's going to come out.
I've gotten many horror stories of Bellotti when I was at what used to be the Somersault Day Camp over at Ipa
Bellotti
Beach.
Talk. This is our new podcast.
By Terry, remember our friend Terry Knapp? She used to run a Somersault Day Camp and everything, and we would go there, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And then kids would walk by, and they got all white stuff all over their feet. And
Right on. But we had a comment here, Mayor, since we got you in the room, from Linda D. Guerrero. This kind of got me a little emotional here. Half a day. May I ask here as to where do I pick up the registration application for the RISE Act? I already have my mayor's verification. A much needed help is needed. Since I didn't get second and third stimulus check, I'm not rich or a beggar, but trying to figure out ways to stay positive and be patient until help arrives. I don't know if the pun was intended there. I'm a normal local Chamorro Islander living every day paycheck to paycheck and thankful to be in remission. Hope you have a beautiful Monday. And that's what it's kind of come down to, is are people feeling like they have to beg for this money that should have been rightfully theirs since January when the law was passed in December. But unfortunately, Linda, thank you for listening here. Unfortunately, the All Rise application is not ready at this time. And according to Daphne, I think she said
they're working on a structure and how they're going to do it.
I think she said by the end of the month.
Yeah.
I think she said as early as 2 weeks possibly.
Yeah, it would have been great if they were like paid it out on Liberation. God, what a slam dunk that would have been, huh? Herd immunity, P-Core 4, and here's your Rise Act check. Dang.
Also, July 16th, right? Wasn't that the
That was the deadline for the public comment period. Yeah, but then
for
they
the
have
interim final
guidance for
from
the
US
American
Treasury,
Rescue
yeah.
Plan. Yeah, but we still haven't seen the plan yet. I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, I know that Isaiah, when he spoke with the governor last week at one of the memorial ceremonies, he did ask for an update on the ARPA plan, and she did say that the draft was pretty much done for the investment plan, and so hopefully any day now it should be coming out.
Right, and this has been a long, it's been so long, I think people quit caring about it. But we had the senators, they were on top of it. They came out with their spending plan. They met with the governor. Right after that meeting, I was lucky enough to interview the governor, and she had basically said, hey, yeah, this is a nice list, but at the end of the day, they know that I call the shots around here. I'm paraphrasing. It's much easier. Yeah, and so they never really heard anything from her after that, which I feel is unfortunate, because at the time of that meeting, there was a lot of sentiment among the people of Guam that, wow, this is really cool that the senators and the governor are going to work together to figure out a way forward for the island with the $600 million. And we haven't heard anything. These agencies, when they go before the senators, like some of them won't even tell the senators how much money they're getting from the ARP. So there's this whole like secret conversation. Secret is the right word, actually. It's a secret conversation between these agency heads and the governor, and they're like getting what they want to get from the governor, and then they're going to the senators and acting like they're broke. but some of them are saying what they're getting when they come here on the link. So if you senators got some spare time, maybe a staffer, have them go through the link, because we always ask these directors when they come on, hey, how much did you ask for? And there was only one person who didn't want to say, or there's a couple. One of them was, I want to say it was Ray. Was it Ray Tapastia?
Oh, yeah. Right. He said that.
Yeah, but see, the thing about working with Sabrina Salas Mantanani, she knows her ish. So she asked him straight up last week, hey, how much did you ask the governor for? And he was like, oh, I'm not really at liberty to discuss, but, we did ask for these projects. And then Sabrina was like, oh, really? How much were those projects? And he was like, oh, those projects were like $4 million for this, $4 million for that, $5 million for that. And meanwhile, Sabrina's over there with her pen writing down, and then she's like, oh, so you asked for X amount of millions. He's like, wait a minute, who told you? You did. So, yeah. Mayor, watch your back around Sabrina. She's pretty slick with the questions.
I know. That's why I'm always happy when she's smiling at me.
All right.
Neither of you are my friends, by the way.
Yeah, not at all, in any way.
Ay, day.
Well, Mayor, I guess we could kind of start with the stray dog roundup, because I've been seeing a lot of activity at that T-Gen site of that video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the good news is that agriculture really is taking the lead on all this. Thank God, because that is really their responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So we're standing back and supporting agriculture with whatever they need, and that means trucks, transfer cages, and those types of things. But really, it's a project now that's spearheaded by agriculture and game. And so I'm not sure over the weekend how many dogs they were able to trap, but I know that the plan still remains the same, that they want to relocate the dogs to GAIN, to the shelter. And so GAIN is actively working on making sure that there's enough or ample space at the shelter for those dogs. And so what that really means is that for those of us in the village, I know that Isaiah, he calls me all the time about the roundup. And the thing is, with the roundup, the program is not out in full force, simply because we need to ensure that there's enough room at GAIN. So we're kind of holding back on rounding up any other dogs from the villages. Now, of course, other than the ones that are truly aggressive and that maybe have a bit a person or a resident, then we certainly take those in right away. So that's the kind of the process that we're going through at the moment. And we did have a discussion that we wanted to work with whatever organizations out there that wanted to help, or that had any idea as to how they were going to resolve the issue, knowing that this is all part of a big plan, and that there's not just one solution. And I just sound like a broken record, but that's just kind of what it is. And so I'm just glad that we're able to finally work with other organizations that are willing to assist in the project. And so again, it may not appease everyone, and not everyone will get what they want, but we're going to do it. We're certainly working to do it the best way possible for the animals and for us.
Mayor,
that's how that's.
Thank you. We had a comment here. Mayor, are the white goods supposedly currently being picked up, or is there some kind of delay? I'm asking because there's a so-called waiting list, and we haven't heard anything about being scheduled for the contractor to pick up our white goods. This is coming from Chalampago.
So it's active. All the abandoned vehicles, the white goods, electronics, green waste, all the recyclables are still, the program is still ongoing. And you'll just need to get on a list at your mayor's office, because what our issues are is the vendors, the amount of vendors that can accept these items, and then the transport. So it is being done. We're just, it's kind of one day at a time, and but it is getting done. And so just sign up with your mayor's office. If the mayor says that you're not, they're out of money. They're out of money temporarily, but they will, they'll receive an increase. Just need to request that increase from our main office, and certainly I'll see that as well. And as far as I know, all the offices are still equipped to pick up those white goods and recyclables. I know there's a delay in some villages for sure, and I hear it all the time. But just follow up with your mayor's office. I don't mind a call at my office as well. I've received many calls, so I don't mind helping out, and that's why we're here.
Mayor, I know you probably know I'm going to ask this because people have been waiting, especially Mayor's Council of Guam employees. What is the very latest on the COVID pay?
The very latest is that DOA acknowledges they're going to pay us, and that our documents are in. And unfortunately, that's the latest. There's still no money in the employees' hands. Of course, there's always an estimated time, but I never like to say it, and unless I know that the staff has already received it, because it's the beautiful world of the government of Guam. So we'll just kind of have to, we followed up, and thanks to my not friends at KOAM, they, been able to speak to us, and I know they've talked to Angel many times as well. Angel's been following up for us, and we try to get different voices in there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
what does the governor think, though, Mayor? Yeah, don't put my voice on there. You can never get anything.
Yeah.
But what about the gov?
Ahead.
Has the gov said anything about this? Because this was her baby. She instituted this COVID differential pay.
And that's the thing. Since the beginning, since January, since I became president, the governor was always supportive of paying the employees their COVID pay. And so we've always been, assured that it was get paid. And I know months ago, maybe February, I'm sure, it was Sabrina that asked, and I kind of just said, well, you know what, we treat this like if it was a storm, like a typhoon, where our staff don't get paid until a month or two later, right? But 6 months later is a different story, right? So again, thanks to your advocacy, at least DOA has acknowledged that they have our documents and that they are in order. Whatever mechanics is going on at DOA, money or no money, we're not really told about that. We just know that it will get paid. Of course, the light at the end of the tunnel seems brighter, and it looks like it's going to be sooner. But like I said, I don't like to say when, because I don't want to get the employees' hopes up, because as coworkers, they deserve this pay. At the same time, they don't deserve to be told something and then not given. And
Yeah.
I don't want to say it unless they've received it.
Mm-hmm. Is there any word on paying out the last 6 pay periods?
Oh, that's what we're working on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
But
that's what we're working on. And then the remaining. Oh, the last 6 pay periods. So the last 6 pay periods are going in, I believe, if not in, they're going in sometime soon. But the ones since January, they've already been in.
Mm-hmm. So that's how many? I'm sorry. Is that like 11 pay periods?
11 sounds right. Correct.
Okay, so
And
11.
so we stopped again because again there was no progress on the payment. There was nothing sure. Again, the governor did let us know that she was committed to it, but again, there was no money. All the bureaucratic stuff kind of put that on hold again.
Yeah, and then we had Ed Byrne on, and he was saying that it's because people's paperwork's not in order. And then he said that they were pretty much caught up with paying it. But then I saw a hearing, I think it was with Customs, and then Customs was saying like, we haven't got, was it the overtime or the COVID pay? Or both?
Wait for mayors?
Well, the mayor's council doesn't get overtime, so
Yeah.
none of the mayors or our coworkers, none of us
Yeah,
get
yeah,
overtime.
yeah. No, I get it. I'm just saying when we had Ed Byrne on, he kind of implied that they were caught up with the overtime for law enforcement and pretty much caught up with the COVID pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we're hearing that that's not even the case. And then there was a hearing last week with Customs, and they were complaining that they haven't It was either the overtime or the COVID pay that they're behind on.
Well, it's June 19th. Perhaps the guidance is in and the checks will be out on June 22nd.
Ha ha.
Or July.
Oh, you got jokes on this Monday.
Well, the governor leaves
Yeah.
after liberation.
Well, we put in the ask for her to come on the show tomorrow. We haven't got any word yet, so hopefully if she comes on, we can ask
Well,
her.
that'll
about
be nice.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah.
So 17 pay periods behind. Wow.
Damn, boy.
Yeah.
You guys should
That's-
pick it at Adeloop. That's what I would do.
Well, you know
I mean,
what?
but do it
The
nicely
secret
because
that-
you don't want to get on her bad side and you're never going to get paid. It's like, please, can you just pay us at least,
And this is just mayor's council.
Yeah. And this is the
Well-
mayor's council. This is Gov Guam wide, ladies and gentlemen. Gov Guam wide.
Like I said, it's July 19. Perhaps the guidance is in, and they'll see the checks this week, right? I think that's kind of what
Is
hopefully
that what
that's
you're hearing, Mayor?
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully that's what I'm hearing. Hopefully. Aye, day.
Yeah.
Well, it's Liberation Week, so unlike all other years, we're still happy to be liberated. Thank you to the Oh, I do want to say something. I recognize that at the memorial ceremonies, the governor is very specific in her speeches about recognizing the military, right? So I don't know if you've caught that. I mean, I'm happy about it. I know there will certainly be some critics, but I'm happy that she recognizes them at each of the memorials. But I don't know, Sabrina, do you know anything about that? We might, that might be something to talk about, quite honestly. It's a good thing because, we are happy that we were liberated. And we hear about a lot of the activists and a lot of different points of view about the military and our colonialism status. And so there's a lot of talk about that for sure. At the same time, I'm also very proud to be an American, and I'm proud to be Chamorro as well. I think though, and the reason why I mention it is because for me personally and for me politically, I think I would prefer to see I would prefer to see us working toward a better relationship with America. Now I may get all this. Again, there's going to be people out there.
No, Mayor. I mean, that is the heart of the decolonization movement. It doesn't mean that we go from where we're at now to, independence. It means that we go from where we're at now to either statehood or free association or whatever type of relationship.
I guess for me, I mean, and again, I just sharing my own opinion about it. I'm happy because I'm hoping that we're recognizing that we are an integral part of America and that we are proud Americans as well, right? Not saying that just that the Americans and the military is bad altogether. I think I'm not sure what's going on in all of that, but I'm hoping to recognize, a good change and a positive change toward a better relationship with America.
Man, Mayor, I don't know, but I saw this. There was an article this morning about the Mayor's Council of Guam president. Vaccine zombie concern common among Chamorros.
I know the zombie. But you know what? I say that, and that's always been the case. That's how some of them react, and it's not how everyone reacts. It's not how all Chamorros react to it. But we also have to consider that when we're looking at Chamorros being the largest, perhaps percentage-wise, not vaccinated, we're also the largest population, right, on Guam. So you can't really say that the Chamorros are not getting vaccinated. Right. So perhaps that story could have. Bottom line, that's just one of the reasons, some of the reasons that I hear. Yeah. But at the same time, it's not. I just feel like also we're the larger population. So of course it's going to be the larger population with the less vaccines.
I
don't
get
know
it.
how that-
I get what you're saying. You're saying that some of these arguments about not taking the vaccine, they seem a little like kind of out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They do. And you know what? It when you look at, and the thing is, the questions that sometimes that are posed to me are referring to our manumko, and that comment that I made was made by by elderly people, and it's not, but it's real. I mean, why hide it? I mean, that's just what they feel. But I'm glad that Dr. Wen Dr. Wen dispelled that and said that it doesn't alter your DNA, your genetics. So, and that was important to know too, is that, a medical professional responded to that. And hopefully our Manamko are listening, and hopefully, well, I know they're listening because Facebook is blowing up.
Right. Mayor, so what, in your village of Piti, who are the people who just don't want to get the vaccine?
Oh, it's mixed. It's not just Manamko. It's a variety of people, whether they're middle aged to older. Yeah, the young guns, man. They were out there, which is good, right? They're the ones out there anyway. But yeah, it's just a mixture of people, not just one sector.
All right,
But
Mayor.
I couldn't comment on FAS citizens because I don't have. We don't have a large population in PD. We do have them, and the ones that I do know in PD have been vaccinated. So, I couldn't comment further on that. But I do know that the Dedido and the Jigomirs definitely worked, and Tumuning. As a matter of fact, Tumuning had their own vaccine at their senior center one Sunday for FAS citizens, and they were full. So that was a good sign.
Mayor, has the Mayor's Council of Guam heard anything officially on these Afghan refugees?
No, we have not. We have not heard anything officially. No.
Has the Mayor's Council of Guam been kept in the loop in terms of what is the plan going forward to help our island's homeless population?
So our representative in the coalition, or in the homeless committee is Mayor Hoffman, but we don't have an update. I don't have an update on how we're moving forward with that.
Do you think we are moving forward?
I think for the most part, the population has been, the administration has addressed the population and has addressed the problem. Of course, there's always kinks in any new process, but I'm not sure what those are for them, and I can't say how they're moving forward because I'm not aware. Unfortunately, I apologize, but I'm sure we can get the information on that.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Mayor.
Appreciate it, Mayor. Have a good week. Wait, hold on, Jason.
Wait, Mayor, I don't know if you can see it from here, but I'm actually wearing my Tutuha mask today. And the reason I was doing that, because, it's got, I spent 11 years in Harmon, and, we've got this beautiful iconography of, Two Lovers Point, overlooking Pacific Star and everything like that. And I was talking to a lovely, lovely cashier yesterday when I was at Payless in Dedido, and she's from Umatic, and she was wearing the Umatic mask. I've not seen the Piti mask, and I was just curious, what kind of images about your village are on the Piti mask, and I'm really looking for one because I want to try and collect all the villages.
So we do have a PD mask, but I sometimes I'm like my not so friends over there at KOAM. So I have the only reason why I have an issue with it is because if anything on the mask is going to be sold, it better not be a business. Right. So if I had a PD mask and it had KOAM on it, I would not sell it unless KOAM's giving me something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, that's the problem.
Oh, okay.
But we did not create the masks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was done by a third party, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So
Yeah.
Jason's
But we
wearing a
have
bootleg
PD
mask.
masks. I mean, I'll send you guys PD masks
Yeah.
if you like.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what which
Hashtag PD
but what images of your village, that you can speak of and everything like that are represented, so people just like glancing at it and everything like that.
Oh, that's Piti.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, that's
area, the reefs, the PD guns, those are important to us. The reef, the coastal line is real important to us because not only is it historical, but it drives our economy. And not only is it historical, drives our economy, but it's a coral reef that's preserved, right?
Yep.
And the one thing that I really am proud about are the PD bomb holes, the PD bomb hole preserves.
Mhm.
Growing up, we lived in Tumuning, but we spent most of our time in PD. And going out in the waters, our aunties and uncles, they made us get in a boat, one of those rowboats, and we had to row. I didn't row, but my brother and my cousins rowed. And we rowed all the way out to the channel, and we had to fish. We stayed out there for hours on end, all the way to just like long hours. And we never came back with fish. Never, ever. I don't recall one time we came back with fish. So, me being like my friends over there, I decided I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna sneak fish into my pocket, and that's what I'm gonna show them, that hey, I caught fish. And so you know what, my family is always amused about that I have fish in my pocket, but
Right.
you know what?
Nice.
Hey,
It
look
came
at
from
this.
J Market.
Look at this tilapia I caught in Piti bomb hole.
No, I was gonna say if I were to, I mean, I'm no artist, but if I were to design like a mask of PD, certainly one of the images that I think I would like to put on there was, like Mayor, that on what used to be the USO, they've got like that little platform that everybody dives into the water off of and everything. I mean, that's so iconic. I mean, you just go down there, it's picturesque. People take selfies there all the time, and
Yeah. Mayor, what's up
Beautiful.
with the fisheye? Have you heard anything about them reopening?
No, they really, really rely on tourism,
Right.
And so they're just, it's just really slow over there.
What about
They're good partners, but they're just really slow. So the flip side to that story is
Yeah.
all of PD bomb holes and where my family's property is at, there's like tons of fish
Yeah.
now.
now?
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Snorkeling is beautiful. So, if there was anything that I wanted to sell to anybody, whether it was a tourist or a fellow resident, it would be our waters because
Right.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It just is beautiful now. So,
Also,
great
another one
story.
I think is iconic is the bridge.
Bridge?
Across the power plant,
oh yeah,
little bridge everyone walks
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Emerald,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Emerald Valley. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
yeah, you walk all the way out to the channel and everything like that. It's gorgeous.
Yep. And
Right
there's
on.
fish.
Yeah, there is. I saw a big skipjack in there the other day. Thank you,
Wow.
Mayor.
Okay, you guys have a good week.
You too.
Have
SF.
a good day, Mayor.
There you go, Piti Mayor Jesse Alig. He's also the president of the Mayor's Council of Guam, which is why we get him on every day for that weekly update. Lots of issues covered, from the stray dog roundup to the white goods cleanup. We're going to take a quick break.
I'm looking at it right now that you mentioned it, Chris. I'm looking at the Fisheye Marine Park on
Yeah.
Google Maps. It
Oh.
actually puts in parentheses. It goes closed.
Yeah,
That's heartbreaking.
yeah. 7:56. We'll be back with more of The Link next. Good morning.
We got your 6.
At 6 a.m. with The Link.